Hi, my name is Veronica Egues. I'm a student at UTPL University. I am taking listening and speaking number 4. And as a task for the first semester, I was assigned to research information on jet lag, its effects, its the factors that make it worse, and methods to alleviate probably the symptoms. As we all know, jet lag is an interruption in the circadian rhythm of a person who crosses several time zones during long distance flights. The jet lag produces basically fatigue, tiredness, lack of sleep, sometimes swelling of the limbs, disorientation, lack of motivation, sometimes also interrupted sleep, and and sometimes also ear, nose, and throat problems, colds and flus, because in some people their immune system goes down a little bit, so this also produces some colds and flus. As far as factors that make it worse, are probably not sleeping or resting enough before taking the flight. This makes it worse, makes the symptoms of jet lag worse, because your sleeping rhythm will be, your sleeping routine will be interrupted. So if you're not well rested before you take the flight, it just makes it worse. Also, another thing that I learned that makes it worse, that makes the symptoms worse, is not taking enough water, drinking coffee, tea, or juice, and not to mention alcohol. It's not good to take alcohol, because these dehydrate the person, and and you feel really bad. And not to mention the effects of the alcohol are 3 times higher than when you have alcohol intake on the ground. So it's not a good idea. Also, I found out methods to alleviate the jet lag symptoms. For example, you must take a lot of water, be well hydrated, and as I said before, probably being well rested before you take the flight also. And during the flight, it's good to stretch out, to move a little bit, to walk probably in the aisle, take a few steps, and that would help your blood circulation a lot. I also learned that there's some medicine called No Jet Lag, which is a homeopathic remedy produced in the United States that also helps alleviate the jet lag symptoms. That was something I learned also. Within the task, I was also required to interview 5 people and compare the information with the information that I researched. As a repeated effect, I learned that most people complained about tiredness and obviously the interruption in their sleep pattern. Also, I learned from one person that she had felt disorientation and dizziness, and one other person had a lot of complained a lot with ear and nose congestion, and she actually had to take medicine. I also found out, during this research, I myself found out about the no jet lag remedies I had never heard before. And within the interviews, the question I was provided to ask for during the interview was actually the use of this medicine, no jet lag pills, and its effect compared to actually having the symptoms. Well, it was difficult because, to tell you the truth, no one knew about this medicine. No one really had learned that this medicine existed. So I guess it was a good opportunity to let people know that they had this option, and maybe consider it for future flight or possible travel. I enjoyed this exercise. I learned a lot. I learned something very important, that when you travel on long distance flights, not only how to take care of your jet lag symptoms or try to alleviate, but I learned something very important, that it is not a good idea to take sleeping pills. This is very dangerous and can produce blood clots, which can end up in death, actually. So that was interesting to know. And thank you, and hope to continue studying, listening, and speaking. Bye-bye. Okay. Good evening. I have my friends here.
Hi.
Agita and Juanpe, and I'm going to ask them about jet lag. Have you ever felt any jet lag symptoms while traveling on long-distance flights?
Yes, I used to have symptoms and it's terrible for me.
Have you, Juanpe?
Yes. It's exhausting.
It's exhausting. Okay, specifically what type of symptoms have you felt?
Can I see that?
Yes.
Okay, tiredness, dehydration, lack of energy, and broken sleep, and ear problems.
And ear problems. What have you felt?
Tiredness, disorientation, and lack of energy.
Wow. Okay. So have you done anything to counter these symptoms?
I used to have a lot of water and also take some medication for my ear problem. Yeah, but it's not very useful for me.
Oh, okay. And what have you done? Have you
tried
done
to
it?
sleep.
You've slept.
Yeah,
Okay.
slept more.
Okay, great.
That's good.
Have you heard of the no jet lag remedy?
No, I haven't.
No? So you
I
can-
wish I had, but no.
Okay. So the no jet lag medicine, so you know, maybe you can try it in the future. The no jet lag remedies are pills that are produced in the United States, and they're homeopathic medicine. So maybe you would like to try them.
Yeah, that's very good for me. I used to have homeopathic products, and it works for me.
Okay, but not necessarily for long distance flights?
No.
Okay, so you know.
Well, that's great. Thank you.
I don't know.
Interesting.
I don't know if young teenagers can take them, but maybe you can ask your doctor.
Yeah,
Okay.
why not? Very good.
Okay.
It's interesting.
Okay. Thank you so much for the interview.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Hello, Jose Vicente. Thank you for helping me with this interview.
Hello, Veronica. I am pleased to help you.
I'd like to ask you some questions about jet lag. Have you felt any jet lag symptoms while traveling on long-distance flights?
Well, I have felt tiredness during the first 5 days after the arrival to the destiny, and that will be.
Okay. Have you felt any swelling of the limbs, or probably lack of sleep, or probably even dehydration?
Not really.
Not really? Okay. Have you taken any actions to alleviate the tiredness that you felt?
In order to rest and counter the tiredness, I like to sleep.
You like to sleep. Great. Okay. So you haven't heard of no jet lag remedies to counter the jet lag symptoms?
No, I haven't.
Would you take any of these remedies or medicine?
Not.
No.
No.
No? You don't like taking any pills or medicine at all?
Correctly, I haven't heard of those pills. I wouldn't take them because I think you have to sleep in order to rest.
In order to feel better also?
Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for your help, and have a good evening.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm with my friend Cristina, and I'm going to ask her about about the jet lag symptoms. Hi, Cristina. Thank you for helping me with this interview.
Oh, welcome.
Have you ever suffered from jet lag symptoms while traveling on a long-distance flight?
Yes, always.
Always. Specifically, what symptoms have you had?
Disorientation and tired over the first 5 days after arrival.
After arrival? And how about tiredness or probably swelling of the limbs? Have you felt any of these symptoms?
No.
No?
No.
Okay. Have you done anything to alleviate these symptoms?
Yeah, always I leave over the bed and I wait only
A few hours?
a few hours and then yeah, I feel better.
Oh, great. So you haven't heard about the no jet lag remedies or... Good evening. I have my friend Maria Fernanda, who I'm going to ask about jet lag. And good evening, Maria Fernanda. Have you ever suffered of jet lag while traveling long distance flights?
Yes, I have suffered. Yeah.
Have you felt, what symptoms have you had? For example, have you felt tiredness?
Mainly tiredness, need to sleep
Uh-huh.
or change in the sleeping habits.
Mm-hmm. Routine?
Routine, sí. Conozco routine.
O si quieres, ya, practicamos.
Es que eso era te quería preguntar.
Good evening. I have Maria Fernanda with me, and I'm going to ask her some questions about jet lag. Good evening, Maria Fernanda. Thank you for helping me with the interview. I have some questions as far as, have you ever suffered any jet lag symptoms while traveling long distance flights?
Yes, I have.
You have? Basically, what symptoms, or specifically, what symptoms have you suffered with?
Mainly tiredness and a change of my sleeping routine.
Mm-hmm.
Mainly
Have
that.
you felt your limbs swelling, or have you felt any dehydration?
No, not really.
Okay. What have you done in order to fight back jet lag? For example, have you ever tried no jet lag remedies, for example?
I'm not very friend of pills,
Okay.
so I haven't tried it. But if I would try, I suppose that will help.
Have you had any? Well, you haven't had any experience, but just in case, the no jet lag pills are homeopathic remedies, so they're based on natural components. They're certified by the FDA, and they're produced in the United States. So
I haven't heard about this medicine, but if it exists, I would like to try it.
Great.
Make my next trip.
Okay, so then when you have your next trip, you'll be able to answer how these pills have fit in countering your jet lag symptoms, and also how effective they have been after to fight back tiredness upon your arrival.
Yes, sure I will. I suppose those homeopathic medicines are great, so I'm sure it will help.
Great. Okay. Well, thank you so much for your help, Maria Fernanda.
Welcome.
Good evening. Thank you so much for this interview.
Oh, no, thank you, Vera. Thank you for having me help you here. So what do you want to talk to me about?
I'd like to know if you've felt any jet lag symptoms while traveling on long distance flights.
Oh, jet lag. Yeah, I've had a little bit of a symptom when traveling outside of the country, Ecuador, outside of South America. When doing long distance flights, such as in a family trip that we had to Spain, I actually did experience jet lag. It was really bad. I felt a little really bad, and my body didn't feel healthy. So yeah, jet lag, I have experience with that.
Okay, and specifically, what symptoms other than dizziness, you said?
Oh, yeah. One of my symptoms was dizziness, others nausea. I feel really dehydrated. I feel like I'm really thirsty all the time, and I really need to drink water. My lips get really dry. I also sometimes get a little body pains, like some aches and stuff, like headaches, for example. Yeah, some sort of those are most the principal symptoms. I've ever had those more severe, but those are what I feel.
And lack of sleep also?
Yeah, lack of sleep is one of the most ones. Since I don't sleep on the plane because there's a lot of sound, there's a lot of people talking, or sometimes just it's just really loud, the plane, the engines. So I just don't sleep. So when I get there, it's really bad.
And you're all excited about the trip.
Yeah, exactly. So there's no time for sleeping there. So that's why I feel like lack of sleep. I want to sleep all the time.
So, have you thought of doing anything to counter those symptoms, or?
Actually, I've never tried because I thought jet lag was one of the things that you had to deal with. Because jet lag is just jet lag. It's there. You go. You travel. Yeah, it's gonna be fun and everything, but you're still gonna have jet lag because it's like
It's just part of the trip.
It's just part of the trip. It's part of the fun. You know.
Okay, so you've never heard of no jet lag remedies to encounter these symptoms?
No, actually, this is the first time I hear about no jet lag pills. I think, right? Like I've never heard of it. It's a remedy you're telling me. I've never tried anything for trying to cure the jet lag.
Okay, so you can tell me how effective was this remedy to counter the jet lag symptoms? I guess not.
Yeah, I can't really tell you because I haven't tried anything to try to cure it from like saying like that.
Okay.
But yeah, I've just tried to drink water, the most water I can. That's
That's
it.
a great idea.
Yeah,
That's a very good idea. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Juan Daniel.
Thank you, Vero, for letting me help you.
Maybe you can try no jet lag remedy. next
Yeah,
time.
definitely. Next time I will try.
Okay, great. Thank you.
I want.
I'm here with my friend Susie, and I'm going to ask her about jet lag. And thank you for having this interview with me.
Okay.
And I'd like to know if you have suffered any jet lag symptoms while traveling on long distance flights.
Well, yes, I have. Especially traveling on those long distance flights from our country to other countries across the ocean. Because you can have long flights within America that are long, but the time difference is not so big. Like when you go to Europe and you have a different time of 8 hours.
Time
difference.
zones. Mm-hmm. We go among different time zones.
Yeah, because if you go from, for example, from Argentina to Canada, you will have like 2 hours difference.
Exactly.
When you go from here or from Argentina to Europe, you will have like 7, 8 hours. So it makes the difference.
Okay. Specifically, what have you felt when you felt these symptoms?
Well, probably tiredness, a lot of tiredness, dizziness. I'm not a person that sleeps on the plane. So besides the tiredness that you have because of the long distance flight, you also have the different time. And I really get really tired, sleepy. So what I try to do is wait until the time to go to bed comes. So I try to keep doing something to get distracted. So to wait the time to go to bed.
So you try to match your sleepiness with the sleep time.
Right. I try to
in the
match
other
the
country.
time, and if I have enough sleep, I will be fine next day.
Oh, okay, great. Do you have any swelling of the limbs or dehydration or
Not
lack
really.
of sleep? Or it sounds like you hold off on your sleep rather than feeling
Not really,
relaxed.
just tiredness and dizziness and sleep, of course.
Okay. How effective, did you ever try no jet lag? And how effective was this in countering the jet lag symptoms?
Well, I haven't heard about jet lag, so
The
you
no
can
jet
tell
lag?
me, no jet lag, I mean. You can tell me something about that, because I haven't tried that. So.
Actually, I haven't heard about it either, and I found out in the internet that these were pills. They're homeopathic pills produced in the United States, and these are to help you to counter the jet lag symptoms. You have to take them once you take off, and it's 2 hours, and then one pill before you on the landing or upon arrival. It appears that they alleviate the jet lag symptoms, but I haven't heard of it. Actually, I just learned about it, so I assume you haven't heard about it either.
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't heard about them either, but I think it will be interesting to try them next time
Next
I come on a flight.
Okay. Well, and then you'll let me know if you find these effective in countering
Sure, I will.
the jet lag
Sure, I
symptoms
will.
upon arrival. Thank you so much, Susie.
You're welcome. Thank you.